June at the Vale Bouldering World Cup. I was in isolation and I was warming up my dynos. I miscalculated the dyno I was doing and slipped off the handholds and took a pretty bad fall. I heard about 3 loud pops. I ended up injuring my ACL. The ER doctor came in and he did the ACL test and he was like, nope, your ACL is completely gone. You know, and then that's when everything really hit me. The first thought was, I'm out for at least a year. My career's over. And I was really in my prime, or coming into my prime, so it was a hard thing to swallow. I have a really fat knee. It doesn't look so pretty.
Yeah.
Have to get outside though. Too depressing inside, and you know, need to enjoy the sunshine in the world, so go cheer some people on at the competition. I met a physical therapist and climber named Zach. He was amazing through my whole recovery. Zach's recommendation was to have the surgery, especially being a younger, high-level athlete and especially a boulderer. It was really scary.
Wow, look how fat it is right there. It's like a bump.
The next few months after surgery, there were a lot of ups and downs, some setbacks, but mostly a lot of progress. I think a lot of my fast progress was because I was so fit before, and I never gave up. About 2 to 3 months after my surgery, I started going outside, finding all the low balls. Irreversible was one of the first really hard boulders that I did after my surgery.
Sick dog.
That's scary.
It was a big mental block to overcome. So one of my goes, I actually climbed Irreversible and I was on the V2 top out. I was really pumped. I was scared. I ended up down climbing the top out.
I got you, come on.
Oh God.
Come on.
I can't.
Take
me.
I got you.
Take me.
I gathered all my thoughts and my motivation, sat for about 30 minutes, took a rest, and gave it another go and found myself on top.
Good, come on. Yes, come on. Come on, Alex.
Oh my God.
Yeah! 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 That's a wrap. Great work.
Being able to set an Irreversible really helped me and inspired me to go and push my limits a little bit more, I would say, but safely. So after that boulder, I realized I can do a little bit more than I thought I could. few weeks leading up to nationals, I still wasn't able to fall yet, or I wasn't able to fall past 2 to 3 feet. And obviously at nationals, you have to fall way more than 2 or 3 feet. So I definitely stepped up my PT, and the week before nationals, that's when I started dynoing and falling about 10 feet. My knee definitely was in the back of my mind in the competition. I still wore that knee brace, and that was a more mental thing rather than physical thing. I think I did a pretty good job of putting it out of my head. But when I got towards the top of the wall, or if there's any sideways jumping, I definitely thought about my knee. On the last boulder at finals, I gave up or didn't try my hardest for the last move. The knee was definitely in my head, and maybe I tried about 60% versus me usually giving everything that I have. I'd be lying to you if I said I didn't want to win, but you know, that's just my spirit and how I am at every competition I enter. You know, second place after 6-7 months after surgery is, you know, amazing, and I am definitely still very happy with that. I took a trip to Waco Tanks after nationals for a little bit of fun in the sun, and you know, I kind of reward to myself after all the hard work that I put in for my recovery and leading up to nationals. The first day of our trip in Waco was the Waco Rock Rodeo, and the Waco Rock Rodeo is a really fun, unique competition. I don't ever go there expecting to win. I got lucky and it was on North Mountain, and I knew a lot of the boulders. So yeah, I had a fun time repeating a lot of climbs that I've done in the years past, and I ended up winning. Tequila Sunrise was one of the harder boulder problems in the competition, so I wasn't sure if I'd be able to repeat it, but I pulled through and I was able to do it, so I knew I had a good chance of winning.
Oh, try hard. Got it. Come on. Yeah, yeah. Come on. Come on. Well done.
I didn't want to go there with a lot of expectations. This trip was more fun, kind of relaxing, but wanted to try my hardest and see what I could do. I remember one day warming up in Waco and I didn't have my knee brace on, and I kind of just forgot to put it on. And after about an hour of warming up, I remember thinking I didn't need the knee brace, and since that moment I just never put it on again.
Go hard. Come on, come on. Holy shit, damn.
I went to Waco with slash face in mind. That is something that I tried when I was about 16 years old, way before I was strong enough to ever do it, and that's just such an inspiring line to me. There's one move on slash face that is harder than all the rest for me, and it's this right hand bump out move. I never actually did that move until I did the boulder. I definitely knew that I had the reach, but with the body position you're in, I didn't know if it was quite possible.
Come on, come on, come on. Come on, Alex. Come on, Alex. Come on.
Work, come on.
Come on. Yeah, we got you. Come on. Come on.
Come on, Alex.
Up. A little bit more. Over. Yeah.
Come on, Alex.
Come on. Come on. Nice.
It hurt so bad, but it's so worth it. I thought I was gonna maybe brought you at the top.
The road to recovery is not an easy one, but the hardest part is definitely behind me.